Here we go again. Welcome to Masculinity Unlocked. I'm your host, AV, aka Alpha Villains. Today we're going to talk about Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey coming to the defense of his wife. Is he wrong? Should a man be condemned? Is a man a simp because he comes to the aid or the defense of a woman? There are numerous allegations that Steve Harvey's wife, Marjorie, has cheated on him with the bodyguard and the chef. And I think Steve Harvey got tired of it, but we're going to talk about it. Let's roll the tape and see what Steve Harvey's talking about, and let's unpack it, shall we?
The woman I married is a good woman. She the best thing ever happened to me. She's God-fearing. She's loyal. She's faithful.
Okay. The best thing that could have ever happened to you. While that may be true, Steve Harvey, those are the type of details that you need to keep to yourself. But behind every great man is a great woman who has supported and decided to be a complement to the man as opposed to being the competition. As a man who has knowledge of self, as a man who understands his principles, he has rules. He's decided to embrace delayed gratification. He understands that when you have a good woman by your side, you can definitely rule the world. She's not necessary, but it's definitely a compliment. We all understand already that we got to make sure that we keep our emotions at bay. We cannot allow and let women see all of our vulnerabilities because, again, when a woman is to look to you towards leadership, a woman is to look to you as her leader, she wants to ensure that you're not going to pedestalize her. You're going to save her from herself, and you're going to make sure that you are the man that she decided to fall in love with.
And she's a kind and loving person. I don't care what nobody said. And y'all quit talking about she was in my other marriage and ruined it. She didn't. She was nowhere around that. My marriage, I got divorced in 2005. My marriage was over when the Kings of Comedy was out. Y'all ain't know that though, did you?
They're not supposed to know that, Steve Harvey. When you're on the microphone, you're a public figure. It's open season, right? So you could try to hide shit. You could try to talk cryptically, but at the end of the day, if people want to find out about your lifestyle, they're going to find out about your lifestyle. Now, a lot of you guys think that you're covert and you're discreet and shit. A number of reasons why they're not talking about you. Maybe you're not worth talking about. Maybe you're not a commodity yet, but they're waiting. They're lurking. The haters are lurking. They're waiting to see a chink in your armor. And if you allow a woman to be the chink in your armor, that's the easiest way to get you off your square. Okay?
It was over then. It wasn't worth a quarter then. It took us this long to get to the divorce. That's when the official paperwork came out. But in 2005, let me hip you to something. I had nothing. I lost the radio show we were on in LA on March 23rd, and I lost the only TV show I had May 23rd, I lost the radio show, and May 10th, I lost the TV show. Steve Harvey had no money. Got with Marjorie again, New Year's Eve, met her, talked to her. She was with her kids in Hawaii. We got together in 2006.
This is important. This is important. Monkey branching. Now, he's a grown-ass man. He knows what he's doing. But at the end of the day, when the microphone comes off, the camera comes off, nobody's watching. You, in theory, should be your most authentic self, right? Nobody's watching. You get to be the bozo that you are, etc. But at the end of the day, if you don't understand your place, you don't understand what's sacred to you, you don't have to justify your actions. You don't have to justify or tell people about your business, because we all know there are haters out there. There are people that want to see you unhappy because most people are miserable.
We had nothing. She didn't marry into no lap of riches. I had nothing. When I asked her to marry me at the end of 2006, and then she said she wanted to get married in 2007, I told her too soon. I got to get some stuff together. She said, what? I said, baby, I ain't really got nothing. I'm trying to build. She said, I'm going to get in there and build with you. We got
That's what I'm talking about. You have to be and get with the woman. If you are a man who's on his purpose, is on his grind, you realize that you've been lied to by society, by television, maybe even your single mother, you realize you have to rewrite your story. It takes a long time. You have to break generational curses. The first person that can break a generational curse is a man, because the man is the man who carries the last name, right? Marjorie obviously had discernment. Marjorie obviously knew that Steve Harvey was going to be an investment. Steve Harvey didn't have anything, but she understood that if she complimented him, she was his piece. She decided to be his ride or die. Whether it was opportunistic or not, they could conquer the world. And that's what you need to find. You need to find a woman who is going to put her needs second to your dreams. Now, you don't want a slave. You don't want somebody who's going to be at your beck and call. You're going to want to build the woman that you're with, so that way she can hold shit down in the event something should happen to you. Shit happens, right? So when you're building yourself up, you're building your partner up as well. So we talk about Russell Wilson, calling him a simp. We're calling Mr. Think Like a Man, Act Like a Woman, Steve Harvey, a bozo. But now he's coming to the defense of his wife, who had a sketchy past, but everyone's got a sketchy past, right? Does a woman's past matter? Sure, to a degree. We've talked about that. But it's really up to you. Does your past match your woman's past? A lot of guys who are concerned with the woman's past come from a level of insecurity. Why is that, AV? Because most of you men have not lived your life. So now you're concerned that the woman that you actually care about has more of a past and has lived more of a life than you have. Whose fault is that? Get out there, get off your ass, get away from the computer, and live your life.
got married in 2007. Do you know what I was doing in 2007? Nothing. We had four stations in 2005. Four. We built this. All of us built this. We had 4 stations. We turned this into something. But that woman got down in that foxhole with me and turned this into something. In 2007, we got married. In 2008, we found out that somebody had stolen 7 years of my tax returns. I ain't gonna mention no name.
Here's another important lesson right here. We got to be realistic. We got to be mature, right? We got to understand. We know that love is opportunistic. We also know that women don't care. They can be vicious when they want something, but we also have to understand and give women a little bit more credit, despite the fact that they're acting like bimbos on podcasts. We have to understand that a woman will select a man who she sees a future with. A woman will select a man that has something going for him. So for all you guys who are on your purpose, you're grinding, you're fortunate enough to have a woman by your side that can kind of say, well, maybe he's got something going for himself. You have to put your woman in position so she can be somewhat of a part of that purpose. She can't just take your word for it, especially if you got a sketchy past, especially if you're on your way up. She wants a leader. Women want leadership because they understand deep down they need it. Women understand that they have to be saved from themselves from a strong man. But at the same time, because there's so many other weak men out here telling you how to do the wrong thing, women have been led astray, and women will not be taken off the cliff. Love is opportunistic, but you can also be opportunistic as well. It's up to you on how you decide how you're going to deal with it.
And we owed the government $22 million and we in debt. But then guess what? She stayed with me in that. Then guess what? In 2009, I got Family Feud. In 2009, the book came out. In 2012, the talk show came out. I'm telling you, this woman got in the hole and built this with me.
There's something to be said about that. A lot of you guys who don't have 401ks, who don't have steady employment, refuse to get married because you're afraid that the woman is going to take half of what you got. Now, the laws in America and on the West are definitely not in favor of the man. We already are aware of that, and I'm not encouraging you to get married, but I'm also not discouraging you. In my humble opinion, I don't think you need to involve the state, right? But at the end of the day, if a woman was down there getting in there, rolling up her sleeves, getting dirty with you, getting scars with you to try to build an empire, she deserves some type of severance, right? If your woman birthed your slow ass kids, your special needs kids, your ugly ass kids, but you love your kids, she loves your kids, she's trying to be a good parent, she deserves some type of compensation in the event that it no longer works, right? Is Steve Harvey a simp for defending his wife despite the cheating rumors? We don't know what the hell's going on in there. Remember that picture with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett? Relationship goals. Meanwhile, we've come to realize that Jada Pinkett has always been emasculating Will Smith. So at the end of the day, behind closed doors, you really don't know what's going on. So you got to make sure that you allow time to reveal things, and you have to trust your instincts and your discernment to decide what you're going to listen to, what you're going to believe, and how you're going to emulate and navigate in life, whether you want to be single or in a relationship. Okay?
She didn't steal nothing. And I'm tired of y'all talking about my girl. Because my girl is one of the best women I've ever met. And why you black ass people out there got these blogs like you just gonna destroy somebody, I don't really know what that's about. But don't worry about it because it ain't working. Because all we are now, we are a tighter two-handed circle. Thank you for doing that. And you're not gonna split us up. And we're not going nowhere. And she is none of what you said she is. And she the best chick I know. Now I'm defending her. Tired.
Man, I hope you're right, Steve Harvey. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know if you're trying to save face. You're human like the rest of us. You can't sit here and say that if you wake up every morning you get death threats, you're getting people talking about you on social media, on YouTube, etc., that doesn't affect you. Of course it affects you, bro. You're a human being, right? But at the end of the day, to defend your private life when you're not hurting anyone, to defend your relationship, something that you should hold dear to you, to defend your wife or your lady and explain why you're still with her despite the circulating rumors of infidelity is weak. When you take that stance and you feel like you have to defend yourself, you become weak. It's a bad example of masculinity. And this is why I always encourage you guys to never compromise who you are. There is a war on masculinity, and masculine compromise, the journey of emasculation to your emancipation, is a great way to start to open up your eyes and see all of the subtle programming, all the things that we are instructed to do with bad results. Make sure you keep grinding. You never compromise who you are, and do what the hell you want to do. And whether if you want to get married or not, I don't really give a shit. Just be a man about it. Okay? Peace.